again. Welcome back for another daily Bind of Isaac Repentance. Oh ho ho! 1 second here, I gotta adjust something. I need to be fixing these earpods things or whatever. Cause like, just falling apart here. This transparency mode sounds like really off. Okay. Whatever. White noise reduction? That's cool. Whatever. Okay, it is September 12th, 2024. Gonna continue the last run here. I kind of broke things off and stuff. See it here is NRTL 1XHT because it was getting kind of late. I was running out of space on my computer. A lot of fun stuff. I'm going to get a hard drive. I'm going to get a new hard drive so I can offload stuff on this drive to something else. That way things are more protected. So yeah, it's been a few days since I've played last. What have I been up to? Well, I went exercising earlier tonight. I've been going to bed much sooner too, which I'm probably going to be doing that again tonight. Finish eating and then go to bed, Fun stuff. Been bicycling too. A little bit of bicycling. I think I hit about 32 miles so far this month, which is not bad, not bad. It pales in comparison of like 50 to 70 miles I walk in a month, but we're only like really less than halfway there anyway, so my goal is getting to like, I think 40 miles or something I put on the app, 50 miles, which I'm going to get there pretty soon, that's for sure. Bicycling. Want to ride my bicycle. Oh, what else has been going on? Well, let's see here. Actually, I ordered a couple of 4K movies. They had like a sale for a couple of them, and one of which had like something for sale as a used copy, which I guess has decent ratings for whatever. So that's even half the price of that sale price. So it's like $6 or something like that, which is pretty good. I was thinking about getting Beetlejuice on 4K because they had a sale too going on, but then it got sold out, and so they were trying to sell it for $40 to $70, which was like a lot more than what the original listing price was. And I looked on there too. It's like, because like I did see one that was for sale for about as much as the sale price, and then by the time I was going to try to check out or something, like someone already bought it. And so there was the two ones that were left. It's like $40-something and then $70. And the $70 one, it was like, listen, it's like, oh, it's unopened, it's collectors, even though it's like the same as the other copies. It's collectors, quote unquote. Just gouging the shit out of people. Though years ago, I bought like an album for someone for their birthday. It was a Twister album. I think it was last year or the year before. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just gonna pull it up. It was like limited copies, of course, for the album I got on Amazon. And so it wasn't quite expensive or anything when I got it. Let's see. Twister. 2021, so it was like 3 years ago. Really? Already? All right, let's see. So, I don't know when it was released. Let's see, when was it released? Curiosity's sake, let's see. Doesn't say. But then, there's no, see, you look at the buying options, it's $200. It's $200, factory sealed and all that, which makes sense because there's limited quantities of it. So I gave it to somebody as a gift, but before I did that, I ripped the songs off of there, so I have my own personalized digital collection, because you can't buy it digitally. You can only buy it as a CD. And to this day, it's still like the case. So yeah, so I have high quality copies of the album of from Twister, if that matters these days, I guess. Actually, how much did I pay for that back then? Because I definitely know it wasn't even close to that amount. Let's see. It's a nice thing about Amazon is you could see like how much you paid for it. View order details. Oh, $30. Yeah, $30. That's all. $30 for an album, that's not bad. As opposed to 200. Let's go down the next floor here. Well, that's pretty spiffy. I know, right? Oops. Oopsie doodles. I know over the years I hadn't like purchased too much when it came to like albums and stuff like that from musicians. Like I've before this, like I purchased, let's see, I purchased from a metal band and had a signature and stuff from them, you know, a yeah, thing. And that was well over 10 years before that time, I got this present for somebody. So like I don't really go out of my way when it comes to buying CDs or anything. I mean, because like I've got like a hard drive on my freaking phone, like I can just like, you know, get it legitly or not so legitly and just go about my way. Now, granted, I get like the FLAC audio and stuff, so it's like the highest quality next to like Wave or whatever. Whoops, I fucked up there. For some reason, I kept thinking I had the other space bar. That wasn't even going to help me either. It's a crawl space. Oh boy, okay. Well, there is some good stuff in here. I don't know how you work. Do you even work that way? Do you even lift? Um, like the only good thing here I could see right now, whoops, that's right, I dropped some stuff, is this item, because that's going to give us some stats. I mean, it's going to be giving us an old stats up here now, from now on, once we start buying stuff in the shop again. Too bad I didn't, like, find this before going into the shop, but that's fine. That's fine, we got a fair amount of money and stuff here. Probably go for angel deals, right? Now, I mean, like, even in, like, the late 2000s, and, like, early 2010s, like, I wasn't so much with buying CDs. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people were the same, too, they're just getting it from streaming Spotify or whatever. Pandora. Is Pandora still a thing? I think it is. I think there's more of a mutual hate now than it is ever before with Spotify. I haven't been on Spotify in ages, so it's like I never even got like a subscription either. So it's like can't really tell you much about what's going on there, other than like hearing stuff about it occasionally, like using AI generated music, I guess, and flooding the whole shebang with it or something like that to reduce the royalties they have to give out or something to the musicians. I guess that makes sense to a point, except for like people still like to gravitate towards like musicians and their own songs, I don't think they're so much into AI generated music. Because like I've done some AI generated music before with this website or whatever. And the problem is like, well, at least for me, like I'm not like a music major or have the perfect, hearing and shit like that with like determining whether this has the right pitch or this one sounds off key or anything like that. Like I don't really notice it, like, unless it's like super obvious, I guess, but it's like I don't have that attunement, you know. But like the problem I do see though is repetitiveness with repeating parts of a song or something like that. It's just repetitive, or it's the lyrics might not even be right if you do like a lyric kind of thing. But it's pretty good for what it is. Now, of course, okay. I tried in the past trying to like make music using programs, and it's just like, you know, it kind of falls flat. Like I would have to like know like some musical stuff or whatever to make it sound like it's okay or whatever, you know, like, and I don't really have that set of skills, and I could certainly learn how to, you know, write music or something so I could put it into a program, but no thanks. Sorry, I gotta scratch my ear because this thing's making my ear itchy. And I like how this one's falling out a little bit more than the other one. What's up with that? It's a conspiracy. Yeah, that's what it is. Or my earlobes are like different sizes from one another. But like, I was just reading recently too. Sony Acid, I think it is, or Finale. No, it's Finale. It's discontinuing now, so they're kind of recommending people to uh, basically go into the new opposing program or something, the one that's competing against them, and they're going to honor updates until next year. We'll see, because like, I mean, they probably would honor updates for now, but then it's like, you try to activate anything in the future, they'd be like, fuck you. That's what mostly happens for the most part, is like, because I've actually had that happen once. I bought a program years ago, and I don't know how long they were around. I think like a few years. They were only around for a few years, and then they closed down. And because the way they were had this program set up and stuff, like I essentially couldn't use it anymore, because like they have this activation process to where you have to activate it through their website or something like that, through like a portal on the program, and you can't do that anymore. And so without that activation, you can't use the program anymore, like installing new machines, even though you bought the damn license for the thing. It's a pretty good program too. And not only that, like they didn't provide any kind of options whatsoever to like remedy the issue with not able to say, I'll take this with me, to say like, you know, hey, you want to use this program? Here's some options to do it without this activation anymore. No, the whole central focus is like you can't use the damn thing without activating it. Like there's no patch notes, there's no special program to allow the users to use it anymore, since they already been using it prior to the shutdown, and it's just like a whole clusterfuck mess. Of course, all the tech support was all shut down. Like it happened very quickly. And it's like, well, that sucks, you know? And that's the thing. It's like, it's fairly common than what people may realize. It's like, I know with like, for example, almost stepped on that. For example, Adobe is a big culprit, right? Of like, you had old software that um, prior to, oh, I'm just thinking here. Now that we don't have a battery for this, never mind. I was just thinking we could just try to box something up and put it in there, but we can't do that. Whatever. Um, the old Adobe software prior to the subscription service stuff, and so you can't really activate it anymore, that I recall. Which I guess there's like a big lawsuit going on now with with Adobe and like their cancellation fees, which I might actually get into that because I got fucked over with having to cancel early. And then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, pay all this up at front since you canceled. Even though I didn't recall ever rating that. And that was back in like 2019 or something and I did that. So it's like, I think I should be grandfathered in for this lawsuit. I know I'd probably get like $5 or something with it, but the whole principle is like, you know, that shit's not fair. Now, could I have read the contract? Yeah. I mean, if there was something in the contract, I was reading somewhere that supposedly there wasn't. So, I mean, if there was or if there wasn't, like, I didn't read it. TLDR, all these terms and agreements. What the fuck's that? All right, I'll accept because I have to. Otherwise, I can't use the software, and I'm not reading 50 pages of shit. Though I must say, like, I'm glad there's at least alternatives now than what they used to be for, you know, Adobe programs. Are they the greatest? I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming they're probably decent. I don't know if they meet the standards to the Adobe suite yet. I just, you know, these alternatives. Can't really say. And we got a little guppy here, by the way, a little gupsters. We didn't even get an angel deal, and our chances didn't even go up much from last floor. The hell's with that? Also, balls of steel. Steel of balls. That's not too bad. I don't think this padlock trinket does anything more than just what it's supposed to do. Like, I don't know how that would even stack. I don't think it stacks. Unless it stacks to something I don't realize. Like, I can't inconceivably know, you know? Give me a golden left hand, which I actually know what? I don't think I can get that because I was reading the wiki about that a while back. But that's not possible. Let's see. I don't know if I want the left hand. To be honest with you. We're going to actually keep the card with us. We could have teleported and saved a half heart, but I'm going to save it for the next floor so we don't have to go looking for the secret room. All right, let's see what we got going on. Not a terrible boss here. Pretty easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And no angel deal again. That's just fine and dandy, I guess. We might as well take this. This is not terrible. Oh. All right, down to the next floor, I suppose. Not a whole lot. I was like looking at the movie news. And I seen that also too that they're doing casting calls for the Harry Potter stuff. So I guess they don't even have a cast yet. Well, I mean, they're asking for the three big characters, Harry, Ron, Hermione, or whatever. So maybe they do have some other cast members already. Maybe they are doing some filming stuff with them. separately. Because they said it come out in 2026. And then I seen another thing too that they got a green light for another film thing about green light to a Goonies sequel. Which, I mean, hopefully it does well, right? I mean, Maverick was pretty good for the most part, the sequel for that. So you do have those rare occasions that they got some decent ones, but I don't know the trend that's going these days. It's kind of like a Russian roulette wheel, you know? Not Russian roulette wheel, but you know, Russian roulette. You know, like a gun or something. You know, let's get this. That's a tears up. Technically, an all stats up, but you know. What's going on here? Second. Someday I'm going to get these earpieces properly fitted on this thing. I'm not spending thousands of dollars out of pocket to get my earlobe scanned to get the perfect silicone pieces or anything weird like that. I'll just use what I got or just duct tape it to my ears. Oh, they're working on a Constantine 2 now, a script for it. Where it'll be very rated R. Okay. I don't remember much about Constantine, the original one. Like, I don't remember what I was left off on that. If it was going to lead up to a sequel or not. I don't think I got the impression. I didn't get the impression that they were, but I know they did that with Aragog. I like what happened with that. That was such a terrible movie. Let's see. All these different things. I have to kind of sift through things. Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas returned to theaters October 11th. Huh. Okay. Well, it must be like the 20 something anniversary, 25th. Not 25th. Well, I don't know what the hell the year. I think it was 25th, isn't it? 35th? No, it'd be 20s. It'd be like in the 30s. Because it came out like in early 90s or something. And then also Flappy Bird is supposedly coming back. Somebody bought the rights and estate to it. Yay. I think at this point it's very late in the game to getting that thing up and running. But you never know. I mean, you know, if it was around say 10 years ago and it was properly developed, you know, like with Candy Crush and all that, like it would probably had a better luck with like, you know, taking off or something, you know, as long as they were able to adapt and find something fresh for the game. But it's coming out next year. Like, you know, that's been well over, let's see, if it comes out next year, and I think it was probably 10 years ago when it was discontinued. So it'll be like 11 years next year. So it's like, it's going to be a lot of competition. I'm just saying, unless you really know what you're doing. Unless maybe Candy Crush bought them and be like, fuck it, let's just do something else here and do another low cash grab. I tried playing Candy Crush years ago. It's just like, oh, looks like you're ran out of turns, but you can buy more and everything. To me, it's like absurd, but then for others, it's like, I want more turns. Let's go spend thousands of dollars. Like, holy shit. And like, I think you could do like customizable, like whatever things too is a deal. Probably skins for the Candy Crush and all that. I think it's so elaborated now that it's probably like a lot more crazier than I think it is, than what I thought it was then. Than what I think it is now that since I hadn't played it in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's probably more elaborated than when I was last playing, is what I'm trying to say. And I remember seeing stories occasionally about like um people having addictions with that and spending thousands of dollars playing Candy Crush. And then it's like also these stories too of like kids accessing their parents' like iPad, smartphone or something, and spending like gobs of money and then trying to get like a refund out of that. It's like, oh yeah, it's this company's fault. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's like it's this company's fault and not like, the parent who had given access to the kid, access to like, their login information on their phone or their tablet, and then having them to figure out to access the iTunes store or like Google Play Store and like buy microtransactions for things, and then leave them unattended on their phone. And I guess apparently for the Apple Store stuff, it's not immediate to knowing if something's been taken out or whatever. Apparently. Let's just get this, I guess. Like, I could take the soul, but like the flip is still going to be pretty good for, especially for their angel stuff or whatever for the future. Ever get any more angel deals, that is. All right, down to the next floor, right? Yeah. The only time I did something kind of similar like that, and I didn't know better too much because I didn't know much about eBay. It was eBay. I bet on a couple things, but nothing like thousands of dollars, not even close. But like, I learned my lesson. What I did was wrong. But I mean, to be fair, it was very similar too because the login information was, already put into like the browser, so she didn't like log out or anything. So there's partly a blame with that, but then also, for myself and partly the blame for her too. So now, could I have more composure and not like bid on a couple of items like that? Yeah, that's true. I mean, but at the same time, I didn't know much about an online auction and how that worked. I mean, I kind of seen my mom did some kind of things with it, but like I didn't fully grasp it at the time. So definitely a new concept for me. Let's kill Jacob. Let's kill Jacob. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Let's kill Jacob. Yay! Ritual vision. I think that was Jacob, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Jacob. Or Esau. No, that was Esau. That's right. Jacob's the other one, I think. Right? Yeah, that's Esau. Got those mixed up. Sorry. Not sorry. So for me, I can understand, like, yeah, it's partly the kid's fault with, like, purchasing all that. I mean, depending on the age, I suppose, right? Like, if this is like a 7-year-old, 6-year-old or something like that, like, yeah, like, I guess to some degree you could blame the kid, but then it's also to it, like, I mean, in the end, like, the parents at fault because, keeping login information on there, and then it's like they're able to access this and that with purchasing stuff. Now, to get a refund from the company with what happened, like that's where it gets kind of complicated, right? Like, oh, and then blame the company for it instead of like their incompetence and with not protecting their information. And then I don't know, it's weird because sometimes they kind of own up to it. It's like, that's my mistake and the child's mistake and da da da. Other times it's like it's just my child's mistake, nobody else. Or it's just a company and it's just like, oh yeah. I don't know. It just very well depends on the context, right? So it's like there's not like a big yardstick to where there's a very big yardstick, I guess, with like kind of absolving somebody versus not absolving somebody and whatever. Also, the shop just sucks here again. Another grade. That's cool. Hopefully there's a reroll in the next shop. Haha. Oh, thank you for that. Okay, fucker. Come here, fucker. Oh, it's the bones. I hadn't seen the bones in ages in the depths. Like ages. It's been a while. It's been a long while. I'm here for your antics, you little shit. Marbles. That's marvelous. Oh, okay. Now that one definitely has a stacked effect, I'm pretty sure. I'll fuck off with that. Let's backtrack and look for our item room. There it is. Ah. I could have black ruined it, but like Mom's Eye's pretty good. Mom's Contact or whatever it is, one of the two mom items. It's not horrible. By the way, I seen too that Coca-Cola has came out with a new flavor. Oreo cookie flavor. And they also came out too with an Oreo cookie flavored. Not Oreo cookie flavored. A Coca-Cola flavored Oreo cookie too. Which I definitely can't have. But the drink I can. If I can find it. That's the thing. Maybe it's too early to find it. Maybe they only sell in certain stores or regions. I don't know what the deal is right now. I was reading some things. It's like, oh yeah, I found it at Target. It's like, okay. So maybe it's not on my Target just yet. Or Targets. There's Targets. Maybe it's certain Targets. I don't know. Look at all this cash we got here. All this cash. Well, we better have it a reroll room because, like, we've got so much stuff. Bean, why did you make that fucking noise in my ear like that? I didn't consent to your bullshit. It's like a battery level alert or something, because I sure as hell did not touch you, you little bastard. No, nothing. I don't know what the hell set that off. Okay. The skin in your ear set it off. That's what it did. Okay, alabaster box, just not one of those things. Like, I'll take this. And then sook. Well, that's a darn shame, isn't it? I mean, I got some stats, I guess. I mean, they're pretty good, but it didn't give me my full potential, though. Nuh-uh, no sorry. Do I have second set? Oh, yeah, I do have second. I was wondering where all these sucks are coming from. I totally forgot I picked that up. Now, the only time I've done, like, transaction stuff with, like, my phone, because I don't do, like, the tap pay or whatever kind of thing, like, in stores, like, I feel like that's still just a hell of a risk with having my information just compromised or something. So I'm just using just standard credit card or whatever. I knew someone who just been paying with their phone or whatever, and they go up to Walmart, and Walmart doesn't even have the option to pay by card. And since she didn't bring her card with her, like at all, like she had to return the items. It's like, yeah. Now, I know a lot more places got the option now than ever before, but like, I don't want to be running the risk of like, oh yeah, I forgot my card. Well, I guess I'm just gonna put my shit away and come back never. Maybe. I don't know. I've actually did that a couple of times. I forgot to like bring my card with me. So, and those couple of times it's happened, like I essentially went home, got my card, and came back and paid at the register with that stuff that was sitting there. So fortunately, they didn't put it back or anything. They'll just keep it there as long as I come back in a reasonable amount of time. That'd be kind of awkward to be like I never came back. They'd be like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to put this stuff away. All the stuff. Imagine just like leaving a tub of ice cream or something in there and it just like melted and it's all over the freaking place. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that. No. That's just being evil. Come back and be like, I'm not paying for this. It's melted. Come back like the next day. Like they didn't clean it up or anything. It's like all over the counter and stuff. Like they left it there and it kind of like food too. That'd be fucked. Now, I'm pretty sure that they have like a policy of like putting that back after X amount of time. Like they're not gonna leave it there overnight. Be like, well, maybe he'll be back in the morning. Just get like a thing of chicken or something sitting out. Oh, he'll be back in the morning for that. I come back, it's like, oh, thank God the chicken's still here. Also, this is all shit, by the way, all these items, even with flipping it. That's fucking horrible. Oh, I ran out of juice. My bean juice. So sweet, and yeah, it's like less than a gram of sugar for the entire container. Because it's like green coffee is what it is with some like essence. They have a version where it's like 20 grams of sugar. And I haven't had that in ages because, like, you know, it's just too much sugar. But I do appreciate the keto friendly versions. I mean, they're not advertised as keto friendly, but it's to me, it is, you know, to me, it's keto friendly. Even though I've been occasionally breaking keto lately. Oh no, I'm going to get overweight. No. It's going to take a long time of consistent, you know, carb overload to where I get to that point. So it's like not a big, hairy deal. And I break keto occasionally too. Like I used to be, it used to be where I was very strict on keto. to the point where I wasn't really snacking or anything like that or breaking it during like holidays or something. Like I was very strict. And it had nothing to do with like weight loss or anything because I was still pretty fit and lean for the most part, even then. But I don't know. It was just, I was trying to just kind of keep up with the consistency with it, I guess. But I've relaxed more now. So I'm not as heavily strict. Like I'll break keto during Oktoberfest, right? Like I'll have some wine. I mean, you can argue that wine is technically keto friendly, but I mean, if you're not counting the like uh sugary alcohol, because it does something different with the whatever. I mean, you could argue like certain seltzer drinks or wine is keto friendly, but like the alcohol content, the ethanol and all that, it does something different in the body to where it's like not quite. It breaks down differently. Also, we just like used 66 cents to get that little son of a gun there, or more than 66 cents, I guess, but whatever. It's fine. We have no use of our money anyways here. Oh, really? There we go. The beans. We got the beans. Ah, I guess we could play you a little bit here. Huh? Whoops. Silly me. We'll come back. Oh, what in the fuck here? This is a very rare treat indeed. Well, I definitely won't be popping in this floor until after we're done with the boss here and whatever else. What a sweet treat to eat. Gimpy's not terrible. All right, let's go down here. Last time I had Guinness too was like 2019. It's been like, yeah, a number of years, hasn't it? I mean, Guinness is okay, right? Like, I can't obviously have it anymore, but like, at least I had the chance to have it, I mean, it sure beats like other kind of alcohol drinks, like certain ones, Budweiser. What'd you say, Mama? Budweiser? My buddy Weiser? My buddy named Weiser? Oh, I did see that, I think it was Budweiser, something like that. Let's see how we're going to do this like this, and then try it. I got the item. I mean, I guess. It was like an Oktoberfest stuff I had, and it was just nasty. But no, they had one where it's like, holy shit, I have been blessed. Let's see, how are we going to do this? I mean, we'll come back. Okay, I know how we're going to do this. First off, we're not going to get the news, because like that's just not going to be possible. And we'll just get our key and just continue this run and just talk about just random stuff, huh? Some more. We can figure out what else to talk about here. Well, that's just a disappointment here with that. Okay, well, let's see. Yeah. I was like thinking to flip it. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? All right, let's see. Now, I could have just popped it on the chest floor, I suppose, and get some more items as a bonus from these chests, but whatever. I'm an impatient person here. All right. R key, I think, kind of makes sense. Oh, there we go. Actually, let's look around a little bit here. Grab some other things. This is one funny room. Wow. Generated all that for that very little. Kind of gather some stuff here. All right. Oh, I guess another, yeah, transaction thing. That's right. I forgot. So I was talking about digital transaction stuff. Like, aside from like online purchases, like, I've done stuff with like Google Play Store, bought apps over the years, maybe a subscription to something or two. And then it's like when I was playing Pokemon Go, I did buy little things with that. So it's like there hasn't been a whole lot of all that stuff, but I did some of that. So I'm not some innocent little angel where it's like, oh, I never purchased any kind of, mobile microtransaction-y kind of thing. No, I'm not that pure. Sorry. That trinket's so strange. No. Okay, let's see. We'll just go over here. Collect these pennies. Yep. And then go up here. And just grab the R key, because why the hell not? Okay. Actually, what was in here? One room. No. Thank you. No. All right. We'll just go to the chest and then probably go to the dark room the next run with this. So anyways, actually, let me see something here just to be safe. All right, microphones. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? The desktop audio's not working. Oh, default mode, of course. Well, there we go. Now we got it working. If it was silent for that whole time, I'm sorry. I should have actually checked to make sure that all this stuff was working because, like, I've had issues in the past with my microphone not recording stuff. And then occasionally the background audio. So, yeah. Like, OBS does something weird with Windows. And I thought I fixed the thing. Well, why the hell would it be default? Why is it listing these other devices on here? What the fuck? Let me see something. So what the hell is this other devices for this thing? What's going on? Oh, because I didn't disable these other ones? Is that the deal? Let's see something here. That's probably why I didn't do that. Let's see. Manage sound devices. Yeah, I don't even use these. I don't know why I kept them on. Because I use the Beyond TV option here. That's where the sound's coming from. Alright, those are both disabled. Now, I don't know why the default would default to whatever the fuck that doesn't have sound. If my default device is the TV thing that's already enabled. Beats the shit out of me. Maybe it's defaulting to some other thing that's stuck in the loop on. Microphone was fine. Actually, let me see some of the microphone. Is it on default too? Just curiosity's sake. No, it's not. Okay. So maybe because the other devices are listed, it just goes to default for some reason. It gets all confused. Because I noticed my microphone cut out one time. I was going back with these other videos I was uploading the other day. I'm like, son of a bitch. It seems like it was kind of a consistent pattern too when I was trying to record a video. After, like, finishing my last video, it would just cut out randomly or something. And I did find out that, like, it was set to like default, so maybe something got hung up. Maybe something was working. It was working, the microphone was working by default, and then for some reason it's something just kind of screwed up during the recording process, and the default no longer was a default to that microphone. And then it just, I don't know. Could be something with a cross wiring or something with it too. I don't know. I also installed the drivers too recently, so as far as I can tell now, I haven't been having any issues with my microphone, so. And I haven't been doing Windows updates either. Like I've got something set up with a program to a point where it's like Windows can't force updates on me anymore. As it should be. Because gosh darn it, I'm gonna just like not put up with that nonsense. You know, I like to have a choice with my updates in the matter instead of having to be convenient. Have inconvenience of updating stuff. And they keep installing every bit of like spyware and shit every time. Or screwing something up with my updates. Not with my updates, but with my screwing something up with my OBS or something, or messes up something with my program. It's like, oh no, we're gonna like play games here. Crazy games. Yeah, apparently I was reading somewhere that they're gonna start like not have updates next year or the year after, I think, for Windows 10. I'm like, okay. So, like, I don't know whether I just keep Windows 10 on this drive or I go to Windows 11. Because, I kept Windows 7 on my other drive and got a new hard drive for Windows 10. Because there's, like, programs that work differently on each system. So I don't know what kind of tomfuckery there is with Windows 11 right now. Like, I did get a Windows 11 briefly. Like, I used like well, at least I used a, oh, what do you call it? I used a, shit, I'm blanking on the name. It's a type of like thing you do to install like an operating system on for like running tests and everything, that kind of stuff. And I did that briefly, and I mean just to kind of look around and stuff because I didn't want to install Windows 11 on my recently installed Windows 10 on the new hard drive. You know, just look around with things. And I also, too, upgraded somebody's Windows 10 to Windows 11 that I bought a laptop for. And I was trying to install programs on there at the time, and just shit was not working. I got so pissed. It's like, oh yeah, all these Adobe programs, they don't work. So it's like I gotta, you know, deal with that stuff. And it was just... And it was not just the Windows programs, too. It was like other programs that would have been useful for somebody. And he's just like, nope, doesn't work. I mean, I imagine they have a lot more compatibility now, but I just don't know how much I fucking miss Windows 11 is still. Like, I still get frustrated with Windows 10. And it's been out, what, since 2015? And I didn't get into like a year or two ago because of the whole, oh yeah, OBS doesn't like you using an old version of Windows 7. And then it's like, fuck you, I'm just record anyways. And then I made the mistake of installing, and I shouldn't be doing this anymore, like installing updates anymore from fucking NVIDIA. Because I did that. It's like, oh yeah, update your driver, you know? Like normally I do. It's like, okay, I could do that. And then I did that, and I swear to fuck, my graphics card no longer was recognized with OBS. Like, straight up. I tried reverting back the firmware, everything else. No, just did not fucking work. But then when I got to Windows 10, like, it still worked fine. Like, it worked fine. The whole thing worked fine. Like, my graphics card and all, right? I couldn't even, I don't think I could even play games either on Windows 10 anymore because they fucked up with it. And I think that was just, and that was like an older graphics card too. And so I think with that combined with, you know, transitioning from Windows 7, it's like, nope, we're not going to allow you to use your purchased freaking graphics card from like 2012 or whatever on this old operating system anymore. Could even fucking use OBS because they would keep giving me the same error. I'm like, oh, you know, it doesn't have this kind of whatever attachment to the graphics card, even though I did. And that is why, like, if you purchase a new graphics card, like, you could do like a couple of updates. Also, we just got like fucking TechX right there. That's like some crazy shit. And also that trinket showed up again. That's why you don't want to be updating your graphics card frequently, especially if they're going to be like telling you, fuck you, you can't use it anymore after a number of years having it. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised with that because like fucking Apple does the same thing with people's iPhones. It's like, oh yeah, here's these updates. And then like, they secretly roll out updates on the older phones to where it's like drains your battery and shit on purpose faster than usual, slows it down and all that. Apparently Galaxy phones have been doing that too, but I haven't had that problem. At least maybe I probably wasn't having that problem when I had the S20 FE. Also, 2 golden fucking pills. Let's fucking go. But I was having antenna issues, so maybe it was that, or maybe it was something else going on with it. I don't know. All I know was, like, I was having issues with, like, my phone not able to take calls or texts. Try restarting it, trying all these different settings, shit like that. Tech support. Wasn't a SIM card issue. Like, I was pissed. And I didn't have like the type of phone service stuff where it's like if you got issues, you can get it replaced for free or whatever, or $100 cost or something like that, right? I didn't have that option because I didn't get the option because I didn't think I need the option. It's stupid to even have the option, I suppose, now. But I mean, that's what I have now because I just got this damn phone last year. So it's like, if it shits out, I don't want to be paying out of a shit out phone. I think most people can agree on that. But it was annoying for sure. All right, let's... Okay, just one use. That's just cute. All right.
Something's wrong.
What did we learn today, kids? A lot of stuff. The chest. Isaac's tombs. Yeah, so it's like, well, I also do updates on my phone, so, like, I mean, that might just brick it. I guess my last device, I stopped doing updates, so Like, I don't think that was the culprit for it to fuck up, though. With not having updates and also doing frequent updates or anything like that, like, I don't think that was the issue regardless. I think it was just something in the device that was fucking up the antenna. Which I've never had with a smartphone ever. I've had other issues with smartphones, but nothing even remotely to that. The loss of communication and fighting your phone with that issue. I did see about the new iPhones. They were like showing off. It's like, oh yeah, 4K, 120 frames a second, which it's like, there's only very like niche things you can do with 120 frames a second for like video, right? Like I've seen like a demonstration where it's like 4K, not 4K, but 120 frames a second is good for like if you're recording sports kind of stuff, right? Like sports performances, and then you're slowing it down by half to 60 frames for like doing like highlight stuff or whatever. Because like 120 frames a second makes it very jarring if you watch it, really. I did see demonstrations with that. So it's like, you can argue, well, you can do that for like, you know, fast-paced stuff or something, and then slow it down by half its frame rate to make it very smooth. Yeah, but only for certain things. Then it works out pretty well. I mean, of course, the gimmick is to try to make it look like it's superior than other phones with like, oh yeah, I can go 120 frames a second or something. But I think my frame goes to max of 60 frames. Let's see something here. Actually, let's look. Let's see here. Everything paused for some reason. Pull up my camera. It's photos. Let's see here. Ultra HD, I think it's considered. HD is 30 frames? What the fuck is this? It can't be fucking right. Maybe you have to put it as full and then it'll be... No? One-on-one? No? What the fuck? You're talking about 1080p can only do 30 frames a second on this damn phone? What shit is this? FHD, full HD. Oh, I see, full HD. Well, what the hell is HD? Is that 720p then? 30 frames? What the fuck is this? So the full HD is 60 frames. So the one-on-one and the full frame you can't do. Frame changes. Ultra HD, okay, that's the 4K. It's 30 frames or 60 frames, okay. And then 8K is 30 frames. I keep it at 8K because it's kick-ass. You know, I'd rather have 30 frames a second at 8K than like 120 frames on 4K, in my opinion. As long as the sensor and the bit rate's pretty decent, which I haven't examined what the bit rate is on these videos. Actually, you know what? I could probably find out here. Can I? Let's see. Can I? Because sometimes you can look in the stuff here. No, it just tells me the size. Let's see. Well, what if I go into this other program? No. I would probably have to pull up on my computer to see what the bit rate is. Or do a bunch of mathematical calculations, man. Fuck that. And then 200 megapixel camera, like, it sounds good in theory, but I wonder if the sensor's not as great as like my my T3i Rebel. You know, a digital like DSLR. Because that definitely has probably a larger sensor still. It's going to be a while before, like, sensors like that's going to be, you know, up to par to, like, those kind of high-end cameras. I don't think, I mean, even if it gets to the point of, like, what I have now, it's like, it's never going to, like, outpace, like, professional digital cameras out there. Even the stuff that costs like 20 grand or something for like wedding photography. I mean, it's getting better though. Don't get me wrong, like it's getting better and better, honestly. Like I do appreciate the 200 megapixel, quote unquote, that they offer for pictures. My pictures look very sharp. So was my last camera too, but it wasn't in comparison to this. So it's like all these generations of smartphones have been getting better with cameras. They're not perfect because, like, if I'm trying to capture certain colors or something, it looks very off. So I have to go into RAW mode and tinker the shit out of it until I get it right. Whereas with a DSLR, it's like I can shoot in RAW. I can adjust the manual settings so much easier. And then I can just edit in Photoshop, you know, post-edit with RAW images and stuff. And why the hell not here? Now, I'm by no means, like, itching to get a new phone or anything like that. Like, I already seen the stuff about the new Galaxy phone they got out now, the S24. Not much has changed with it, and it's like, it's probably going to be a few years before I consider a new phone, honestly. Like, my last phone I had since 2020, and it wasn't until, like, November last year that I got it replaced, because, like, I was having issues with it. And I decided to get something better, the S23 Ultra. You know, it's more space, better quality and everything, and it should last me a lot longer, in theory. I don't care about these AI features and shit. Unless they're gonna come out with something very convincing. Like, I keep seeing advertisings about Samsung and Apple. It's like, oh yeah, check this out. You know, at least with Apple, it's like I do see certain features that look pretty interesting. Galaxy is like, yeah. I tried that, like those features from Galaxy. I cringe. I don't care for those features. You know, it's not really all that impressive. Like, I don't see myself to really using that stuff every day or whatever. Like, nothing's drawing me in with it. It's like, whatever, you know? Like, oh yeah, all this stuff, lol. I figure that's gonna be a block rune. Whatever, I don't care. I don't care with that there. As long as I didn't suck up my R key. I do not care. Yeah, I remember they were showing that stuff up for the exclusive S24 AI stuff. I was watching that, it's like, eh. And then when the update came out with the S23 Ultra, I'm like, eh. Oh yeah, but you can circle search on Google search on your phone as long as you don't have any VPNs and you're logged into logged into your Google account. It's a requirement to do searches to find whatever is in your image, like clothes or something that you could buy. Man, like, I can kind of get that. You know, I do understand to some degree. It's like, well, that would be kind of useful. It's like, oh, look at that art piece. That looks pretty interesting. I would like to have that. Too bad I don't know what kind of, you know, who the artist is or anything, you know? Like, I did have that kind of issue before in the past. Years ago, I bought someone. Well, before I bought it, I was trying to look digitally. You know what I mean? I was looking digitally around to for the said art piece that was hidden in a restaurant many years ago, and I didn't have a name for it. And so I was sifting through like Google and whatever else, trying to find the said art piece based on like what I can remember it looking like. And I did manage to find it, and I bought the art piece for somebody. Because like the problem was I didn't have like an image of it to like, you know, go around and do like a Google reverse either. So now I think about it with the story, I guess that wasn't going to be relevant to doing circle searches or something like that because I didn't have the image for it to do such a thing. But I mean, if I would have did that over a decade ago, like took a photo of it, then I would have not used the circle feature to searching for it. I'd be doing Google reverse images. Just crop the thing and be like looking for it. Because I mean, that's basically what that is, right? Like, if you're taking a photo of something and you're doing a Google reverse search, it's like you're basically doing something similar with a circular search to where you're doing Google reverse search. The only difference is I can kind of see is like if they got clothes that they're wearing and somehow that can be found through its search system. But I feel like you're still using Google reverse images, I feel like, in a way. Because I feel like you could do this very similar thing. Because I found images that were, like, relevant to a certain image that had, like, a repeating pattern, right? Like an algorithmic pattern. So I feel like it's going to be similar with that. I think it's just Google Images, just on a different server set up on the phone to where it's like, hey guys, it's AI, wink. It's not. It's just, it's an algorithm within Google Images that they're advertising as AI, but it's not. It's just the same process. It's like trying to find relevant images within like the image you put in there. But it's AI, wink. They were saying the same thing too with the what was it? It was another AI feature they had was transcribing audio from your voice using the audio recorder from Samsung. And that's not AI. Like, that's transcribing audio automatically. That's been around for like years, many years. I mean, you could potentially argue that they probably use some kind of AI thing to, like, recognize voices and everything, whatever, but to counteract that point, it's like, that's been around for, like, many years before this whole AI system stuff. They base it off of, like, other ways. And then there was another thing, too. What else was there? The Galaxy AI stuff they were proposing. Oh, you generate your wallpaper. Which it kind of is AI technically. But it was very limited, so it was just not that, like, entertaining. It had a lot of limitations, which it makes sense, because, like, you only have so much power within the app and on the device to generate things because it uses a lot of power and shit. A lot of, like, processing power. And even though the S23 Ultra has quite a bit of processing power, it's pale in comparison to, like, you know, a computer with, like, the latest graphics card or something, high-end graphics card. Amongst other things, like a large hard drive for models to store on and processing stuff and et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, plus this is early AIA stuff too. It's like, and then what else was there I was tinkering with? Let's see here. I'm just gonna look back. I'm sorry. Just look back with this. What they were offering then. Chat Assist analyzes text messages and ensure the proper tone of voice is used. Okay, I never used that because I use a different chat messenger on my phone because I don't want to sound to be reading shit. Saying stuff up. Circle to translate, yeah. Live translate, I never tried that. I tried doing that before enabling it. I was talking to somebody on the phone. They were getting pissed off because they were getting like some kind of a like live transcribe thing. They just kept fucking around with things with their phone too. So I had to turn that off, so that didn't really work too well. Note assist, yeah, I did that. Generative AI. Analyzes an image and regenerates it when objects are resized, removed, or repositioned. I didn't play around too much with that. That's essentially like Photoshop is what that is. Transcribe assist, that's pretty much like similar to... Oh, I know. Note assist is creates summaries, templates, and covers for notes. Oh, I didn't mess with that too much. That sounds kind of useful. I mean, that sounds more useful, I guess. Browse and assist. Includes the summarization and translation feature in the Samsung Internet app. Actually, I did play around with that, that's also kind of nice too. And it suggested, I guess there was more things than I realized. Never mind. I actually did play around with ChatGPT, like these, like they have these add-ons you could put within ChatGPT to play around with. And so I actually did play around with summarization within an article link or something. And then I also played around too about like having ways to find what's wrong with, you know, a certain subject within like the article or something like that. And I was able to like use sources within the article, what's wrong with it, and kind of give you an interesting take on things. Which I was actually pretty impressed with that. So it's like, with the summarization stuff, it's interesting to a point, but if I can get it to like think on its own with like, you know, asking it questions with prompts based on what it's inputted, that'd be even better. Summary is like, I can do summaries, it's just, I don't know, like, I need something a little bit more than that, you know? Like, I don't find summaries too, like, you know, wow, you know, like something where it's like, this is gonna really improve my life with making summaries like this or something. Oh, what the fucking fuck, man. Why can't I just have 2 fucking R keys? You know what? We might be able to do this. We might be able to do this. We got all these bosses, so there's a possibility we could find the backpack. Also, lucky us finding the shop like that. Oh, and delirium. As I said like a number of videos ago, it's like, you know, early AI stuff, you know, there isn't anything much going on yet of finding the importance of what we could do with it. Much like the early internet, so it's... The phone stuff is just kind of similar, you know, it's like, oh yeah, here's this, you know, whatever. As exciting as when the internet first coming around. Just finding things to do, and it's exciting, it's new. AI, it's like, I'm trying to find excitement with it. There's little things, but like nothing that tickled my fancy too much. Don't get me wrong, I've been playing around with it. I haven't been doing so much with like image generation stuff. I've seen websites and stuff making that. It's cool. It's interesting. It's a bit. They've been getting better with it. I even tried like installing my own model and generating images on my computer. It fucking sucks, but like, because like I have a slow, outdated like graphics card, but you know I pulled it off. Installing all these different Pythons and whatever the hell like files and installing like freaking what is it, like model files and all this other stuff, put in the right folder, troubleshooting shit. One time I downloaded about half a terabyte worth of model data and the program stuff and everything else just to try to replicate voices. And then after I did all that, my one graphics card was not compatible to doing that. So then I used a virtual machine to pretend it's compatible, running on a Windows 10. And I don't think it worked too well. I'm like, well, son of a bitch. But now it's like, I could go on the website and replicate a voice or something like that. It's like, well, that just like cuts down all that bullshit I tried doing years ago. It's not perfect still, but like, it's interesting. Play around with it. I haven't been playing around with it for like a year, but it was just something to mess around with. People making songs with different artists and everything else. Impressive stuff. I'm almost fucking dead, though, lol. Fucking, what's his name is stealing all my damn hearts. Okay, could you just fuck right off and die already, dude? Thank you, dude. Jeez, man. So hard to boot. All right. Actually, wait a minute. We did go through it. Oh, no, we did not go through everything. There's one more little bastard here. And it's this guy of all things to be fighting with right now. Why do I feel like I'm so weak still? I've got 17 damage. I'm doing so well, but it's like I'm not doing as much as I hoped to do. Oh shit. Okay. Would that be awkward if I just die from this fight and just lose out on my R key? Turdy Touch is just not what I want. Whole crab transformation. That's just like the rarest fucking thing. I don't even know the last time I've had that. That's some amazing stuff, I'll tell you what, Bobby. Getting the poopy transformation. That's pretty cool. I wish I was made out of shit. Okay, let's see here. Ah, there's one more little room. I don't know. You never know. Sicker room, I guess. I mean, like, that's a stretch, but you never know. You never know if there's going to be some kind of a backpack in there. Or just bullshit, lol. Oh, well, that was our final hope. Probably duplicate our thing. That's just a damn shame. Okay. Is there like a fucking little play here we can do here? Oh, no, we can't. Unless maybe I wasn't fast enough or something. I don't know the ways of hacking. Anyways, I think I'll call this for tonight. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.